For those folks who are watching who are not in Bitcoin or are thinking about buying Bitcoin at these prices, are you saying that this is a fair and good price to get in? Or are you saying wait because you think it's going farther down?
You know, Bitcoin is something you need to be long-term focused. I don't think anyone's going to lose money buying here at 90. If they're trying to time this, maybe they'll get lucky and it goes to 70. But to me, Bitcoin could be significantly higher this year, you know, maybe 200, 250. So I think 90 is still a good entry point.
So there you see Tom Lee, he's giving you his take on it. He's saying 200 to 250,000 is where Bitcoin's going. So if you're trying to time the market, time the bottom, if Bitcoin does go down to 80, 70K, who really cares? Because at the end of the day, Bitcoin is going up to $200 to $250,000 before this year is out. Right now, we're in the first month. Over the next 12 months, 200 to 250,000, that's roughly a 2x, over a 2x from where your money is. If you catch the bottom, that could be a 3x, but who's counting? Just get in. What's happening, Crypto Cruise? Sean's coming back at you, another cryptocurrency video.
Hey guys, sorry for the quick interruption, but if you're interested in trading MicroStrategy options, any other stock out there, Bitcoin, Solana, or any other crypto out there, you can now do that on MooMoo. And if you sign up with our affiliate link, which we pin in the comment section, also in the description below, when you sign up and deposit any amount, you're going to receive up to 20 free stocks, and each one of these stocks could be valued at up to $2,000. So make sure to sign up with MooMoo. Go get that free money. Now let's go ahead and get back to the video.
Let's get straight into it. Bitcoin is down to $92,000. And what do we see? What do we anticipate? So this is Bitcoin on the 8-hour chart. And do we need to see any type of confluence, any type of rally? Could we see a rip up to the $99,000, $100,000 threshold? Potentially could. But look here. Since this peak, we've been putting in a low, higher low, a lower low, and then look right here. This didn't put in a lower low with the candle body just quite yet, but this candle didn't quite close lower than the previous candle. So, you know, are we going to have a rounding bottom from this area? The 91.8, 91.9 area is what needs to pay attention to. And why do we say this? Look back to the charts. You see a lot of traffic here where we hit our head multiple times before we blasted through it and it ultimately came up. And then we came back and retested it once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you know what they say, the more times you knock on the door, eventually the door is going to open and break. But is this going to hold and have a bounce up? We don't see any indication that this is 100% a clean rounding bottom, but there is one thing to pay attention to. So if we look at this price action right here, at the current time of this recording, we see that from the candle bodies, we are putting in a lower low. But look at the RSI. We potentially are putting in a higher low. That is a bullish divergence, meaning that we could trade like this and then start to stair step our way up out the depths. But we're not out the woods yet. Bitcoin has to hold this level. This is an 8-hour chart, so within the next day or two, we'll see if we fall through this, and we'll look at a few other things of what's coming up with the inauguration and stuff with Trump. Let's continue. And MicroStrategy is something to definitely pay attention to as well. Current time of this recording is coming in at around 318, 319, and what do we see? What do we anticipate? So the price action potentially, you know, could be turned around. Right now, we broke this midline with the Gaussian channel. We could be retesting it. This is on the daily chart. Do we see anything on the 8-hour? If we look at the lower time frame, what do we see? What do we anticipate? So we did potentially get a higher low in the RSI. We don't see any divergences, but you know, it's red in the Gaussian, and right now the MACD seems to be flipping from green to red. Will we come out the depths and stair step out of this? This is something to definitely pay attention to. MicroStrategy right below 320. Saylor's not slowing down. MicroStrategy acquired another 25, 30 Bitcoins for about 243 million at an average cost of 95.9 per Bitcoin. And now MicroStrategy holds exactly 450,000 Bitcoin. Major acquisitions. They keep buying. This is like the 10th or 11th week straight that Michael Saylor continues to buy, and the average cost of Bitcoin is 62,000. Are you not bullish enough? And then CryptoCons weighing in. Check this chart out here. We have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pattern. 1 tends to be the base out level. 2 is the next leg, the cycle mid top, then put new all-time highs, first cycle top, then the second cycle top. It happens every single cycle. And look right now, we are currently in level 3, new all-time highs. This is just like the last cycle. And then we sort of have a retracement around the new all-time high. Then we blast through it, put up a new all-time high. So we could be seeing 120, 130, 140 sooner rather than later. And that could be the first cycle top. Then before we get that ultimate 5th leg blast off. And with the inauguration coming up, check out what could be happening.
I also know Trump is looking at a day one executive order.
Day one executive order for a Bitcoin reserve for the United States?
Yeah, but so I know that there's people looking at the Dollar Stabilization Act. Is it gives the president wide discrepancy to protect the dollar, and there's potential to use a day one executive order to purchase Bitcoin. It wouldn't be at the size and scale of 1 million coins, but it would be a significant position, and it'd be a message.
There you have Jack Mallers. He's sitting here telling you Trump's going to have a day one executive order talking about a Bitcoin strategic reserve with the goal line set for 1 million Bitcoins. That's crazy. Will that cause nation state FOMO and other major powers that be FOMO across the world? Most definitely. And then right here, taking a look at Stock Money Lizards, what are they saying? Right now, the next steps, what they're saying, the liquidity sub 90 has been swiped. That's with this recent volatility today. Between 91 to 92,000 needs to be confirmed for a short-term reversal. So once again, looking at that chart, we need to hold this level. And it's right now, it seems to be holding. We see this bullish divergence. So could this be the bottoming? Was this a buying opportunity? Yes. Did you buy this dip down to 89,000? And we could be getting ready to rip to the upside. Some other crypto news. You see Tether to relocate to Bitcoin-friendly El Salvador. What does Nayib Bukele have up his sleeve? Is he really setting the standard for how nation states are going to operate on the Bitcoin standard? How many countries will adopt the same roadmap he's doing, making Bitcoin legal tender? And then right here's what we want to talk about. This chart's important to pay attention to. Look at each inauguration date. As you know, the U.S. presidential elections, they happen in November every 4 years. And then the inauguration, when the new president comes in, starts on a given date in January, around the same time frame, typically the 3rd week in January. And you see here the 2017 inauguration, what happened? It was already bottomed out and we went up and to the right afterwards. And look at 2021. What happened? The lowest point was already bottomed out, and then afterwards up and to the right. This time seems no different. So we're about less than a week away. Is the bottom already in? It's probably very close, if not in. Pay attention, because what's coming up next afterwards is going to be blast off to the upside. And Bob Lucas is weighing in as the Bitcoin low end. He's saying, I don't know. Nobody does. But he's saying no. Sentiment's getting bearish, but permeable accounts are still saying buy now vocally. So you got to sit here and take a look at it. Yes, the sentiment is definitely negative and bearish on crypto Twitter, but if everybody's bearish, that's the time where typically it's time to rip up to the upside because people are expecting more downwards price action versus those reversals. Right now you see the fear and greeds is 61, so we're still greedy even though we've had this massive pullback. CBBI confidence we're at the peak 78. We don't see any signs of a top happening yet, but this seems to be another rounding top like we did before. back in March of 2024. So it's something you definitely got to pay attention to. But either way you cut the cloth, there's a ton that's going on in the space and adoption is occurring. And some people are now understanding why Bitcoin's needed and going to be extremely important in today's world. Check out this clip.
So on blockchain and Bitcoin, does that change significantly under a Trump administration?
Oh, for sure. And again, I always make sure you separate Bitcoin from blockchain. Okay,
Fair.
So Bitcoin, different deal. I was a skeptic of it initially, but a couple things people said to me. One, somebody who lived in Israel said, my parents and grandparents had their money taken away by the government. They will always keep a portion of their savings in Bitcoin. And then I had actually an employee who lived in the Middle East and said, if I say the wrong thing, I can have my accounts frozen. So I always keep a percentage of my earnings in Bitcoin. And obviously in the kind of key, because they can keep it protected. So if you grow up in a society where you feel your money's safe, you think that doesn't make any sense. And why should this external currency come in? But if you actually think that there's a lot of the world that would like that safety and control, you can see where Bitcoin has a lot of opportunity. And then blockchain, again, it's a technology. It's a technology that's going to do a lot of really good things in financial services. A lot of toll takers take a piece of a transaction that can eliminate it. And so it's going to create more efficiencies. It's going to open up investment opportunities.